Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will talk about couple of small little things which are again important. Now friends, our application is up and running. We have these four methods which are handling couple of requests. Now imagine that in here, for example, we are performing a get request. Let me show you. We are getting the response which is cool, but for example we are adding a yet another text, yet another parameter on the URL. Will our application ignore this additional information or our application will crash? Let us check. So indeed it will crash and it will say HTTP status 405 method not allowed. This means that the URI segment for a RESTful API application is very important. Likewise, for example, we perform a delete operation and we add a yet another parameter and we request our existing application. So definitely it will again crash because we have a additional parameter. So this is something you must know. Alright. Now we know that the URLs, the URI patterns are extremely important when it comes to RESTful API. But what happens with the typecasting? What happens with the type? For example, in here, in place of 12, I pass on a ID which is text. Then again the application will crash. Now friends, understand this. In here we can only accept a number and it is showing us a proper result. Why it is accepting only a number? Let me show you. So in here, if we check the application, inside this pair of braces we are receiving the value. This value is brand ID. Now we are associating this value to a int variable. Now friends, ideally whenever we read information from the URL, it is always in a string format. But our Jersey implementation is converting the string to a int value because the type of the variable is int. For example, in here I convert the type to string and save the changes. Let me run this application real quick. Alright, now let me open up Postman and now in place of the number, let us make use of a text and let me access it using the put method and here is the output. So definitely our application is executing perfectly. Now if we make use of delete operation, let me show you. When it comes to delete operation, there is no change made. The variable is still int. In that case we will get a crash. Now for example we again do a put request, but this time we use number. Then you would be able to see that our application is still working with a number again. The reason being 25 is number, but for our application 25 is a string. This number 25 is being treated as a string. For example, in here I type in 25x. Again our application will return a proper response. Alright, so this is one thing. Now for example, we have like multiple values. We would like to read multiple values. For example, there are two IDs, ID1 and ID2. How to handle these kind of scenarios where we would like to read multiple values from the parameter? Again, that is possible. Let me show you. So in here, for example, we wish to read multiple values. So first of all, we will read brand name and then we would like to read brand ID. So this is for demonstration purposes only. I will undo the changes for this method in couple of minutes. As of now, let us make some modification and after reading the brand name, let us read brand ID. So it would be like brand ID. Alright, so now we have two variables on the parameter. So definitely we can read it. So let me first of all modify this to brand name. Alright, so first of all we are associating brand name to the variable brand name. Let me make some changes. Alright, so now we have two param variables which are brand name and brand ID, which is nice, which is good, but we are handling only one variable which is brand name. Now in order to handle this yet another variable brand ID, we will copy this particular part and we will add a yet another parameter. So let me use a comma in here and add a yet another parameter. The name of the parameter is brand ID, so let me update this, and the variable would be of type int and the name of the variable would be again brand ID. So this looks good. Now finally let us also update the text message, and it would be like update brand info with name and ID, and let me make use of the variable. The name of the variable is brand name. Alright, and in between these two variables, let me quickly make use of a space. Alright, so this looks good to me. Let me quickly run this application on the web server, and I suppose we are good to go. Now friends, this particular video, in here we are making some changes. These changes are made for demonstration purposes. So definitely I am showing you how we can make use of multiple param variables, but this is for demonstration purpose. I will undo the changes in our forthcoming videos. Alright, now let us open Postman, and in here we are making use of two variables. The method is put, and here is the output. Update brand info with name and ID 2525. In place of name, we will use the text brand X. Let me send the request, and here is the response, right? So there is no issue. Alright, so this is good, and that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.